Why bother creating when the world feels like it's about to end? This is a sneaky thought that I've been having rattling to the back of my mind for the past couple of years, and especially recently with what's going on in the world, it has been louder and louder. This week, while I was working in a studio, I was thinking about this more, and I realized that there's actually three underlying beliefs that support this thought. I want to quickly go over them and discuss how they show up for me, and also the truths that I have to keep reminding myself of so that I can stay in a creative flow, because this is the number one priority for me. So the first hidden arm of this defeatist mindset is the guilt around the fact that I get to spend time in a nice quiet studio while there's so much other suffering going on in the world, and the implication that this is somehow like self-indulgent. So whenever I catch myself hovering around this area, I immediately make myself snap out of it. First of all, because guilt is, as Trixie said, a landfill emotion. It is literal poison for you, so I'm not interested in entertaining it in any shape or form, rationalizing it. I don't care, just drop it immediately. And then I remind myself that we live in a multifaceted reality, and the challenge of it is to be able to stay grounded while being aware of what's going on around us, not be in constant reaction to it, be it fear, anger, or hiding, or anything else. This rich tapestry of human emotions and experiences are always happening at all times. So expecting reality to be a certain way in order for me to make room for creativity, it just doesn't make sense, because there's never going to be a time where there's only good things happening in the world. And as artists, our creativity is our greatest contribution. So this is in no way self-indulgent whatsoever. The highest form of contribution that we can do is to be creative, is to process what's going on around us, and to share our vision and our ideas with the world, which are needed now more than ever. The second hidden arm of this belief is this feeling of being out of control. What this looks like for me is finding it hard to commit to projects, or even say like future exhibitions that I want to have, or big collections that I want to build, because I don't know what the world's going to look like by the time that this work is done. Whether there's going to be an opportunity for what I have planned for to even happen, for the works to sell, and so on. And this reminds me of my first NFT launch that I did. I collaborated with an NFT platform. I worked on this project for about 5 months, created a solid body of work, had everything in place, did all the pre-launch stuff. And then the week that the launch went live, the market crashed. It was a massive crash after which the NFT world never recovered. So during that week, everyone was holding onto their wallets, and it was a complete failure. So that feeling of having put in months of work just for the launch week to coincide with something that was completely out of my control, it shook me so much at that time. And I feel like now these sort of feelings of being out of control and investing in something that's all going to go to waste keeps trying to pop up in my mind. Whenever I catch myself entertaining these sort of fears or thoughts, I ask myself, well, what is the alternative? The only other thing is to shut down, not do anything, not create anything else, and just live in fear every day. I don't know, like that's just not an option for me. Another big shift that I made is to focus on the process, to focus on the inner alchemy that's happening when I pursue things and I see things through all the way to the end, regardless of the outcome. So building more resilience, building more self-trust, learning skills, and so on. Those things are wins that I get to keep by committing to the process, regardless of what happens with the outcomes that may be out of my control. And the third one is something that's specific to me, that I've been working more to heal in the last couple of years. And it's this fear of feeling like I'm bothering people, especially during launch periods when I'm much more active in putting my work out there, sending emails, being visible. When a lot of stuff is happening in the world, I feel like I'm annoying people by talking about my art, and obviously it's not conscious, but there's this like thing, this subconscious sort of battle. People have much bigger issues to deal with, and here I am talking about art and all these non-critical things. What I've learned, and this is something I have to keep reminding myself of, is not enough just to know it once. All these assumptions only live in my mind. I don't know what people are thinking. I'm only assuming things. I'm projecting things onto others. And all of this judgment really is only happening within my mind. And second of all, if anything, the truth is that I'm not taking up enough space. And that applies to myself and all the other creatives, artists, and people who are creating things that they're passionate about. We're not taking up enough space compared to all the bullshit, compared to all the fear-mongering and all the other stuff that's flooding the online space. And the thing is, those people have absolutely no reservation. They have no imposter syndrome. They don't feel like they're bothering people by spewing all this bullshit into the public spaces. And here we are, creatives and people who care very deeply about what we do. We're holding ourselves back from sharing important things which are needed now more than ever. So this week, instead of holding back, I'm choosing to lean in even more, to spend more time creating, more time thinking about things, more time processing my inner world, and making more space for what feels good to me. And if you've been feeling the same, maybe this is your sign to keep going as well.